Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so we will take the first topic, and it focuses on, or it is titled Arguments and an Argument. Arguments are central to logic, central to critical thinking. This topic seeks to introduce you to the techniques of identifying arguments and analyzing them. And so by the end of this lecture, you should be able to identify an argument. You should be able to analyze the argument to determine its strengths and weaknesses. You should be able to identify the premises and conclusions of arguments. And you should be able to develop a technique of analyzing arguments and a technique of developing your own arguments. In life, we make arguments. But if I want to put it in a very simplified manner, in life, we make our own points about something. We state our own opinion or opinions about something, and then we come to a particular conclusion. We identify certain pieces of evidence about something, and on the basis of the pieces of evidence that we have about that particular thing, we draw a conclusion. But before we go through that, we need to lay a foundation for us to be able to dive deep into what constitutes an argument and what constitutes an argument. And so we will start by identifying what is logic, what is critical thinking, and then we'll put them together with that. Then we have what is thinking first, what is thinking and what is critical thinking, and then what is logic and what constitutes an argument and what is not an argument. So these are the things you'll be focusing on. Right. You will know that, or you know that some words have some origin, the origin of a word. Even in our local languages, some of the words we are using are derived from certain words. For example, the Akan word Nyankopon is derived from the word Nyakon and Pon, the great Nyakon friend, Pon great, mighty. So you have the what? The mighty friend. The same applies to the words we use in English. The word critical in English, criticism, is derived from the Greek word kritikos. Kritikos. And its original meaning is being able to judge, to discern. To judge here means to make a decision. To discern here means to understand. So When you use the word critical in its original meaning, what it simply tells you is that you are able, or someone is able, to make decisions. Someone is able to make a judgment. I will have to add something here. So we know critical, but thinking, what is thinking? Thinking simply means the application of reason or reasoning to issues. Applying reasoning to issues. And any activity that involves the application of reasoning is called rationalism. So reasoning is rationalism. And all the sciences focus on rationalism. So rationalism is a scientific method that applies reasoning to nature, to the things around us, to be able to understand them. So having defined what critical is, having defined what reasoning is, or what thinking is, we can then put them together to define critical thinking. Critical thinking involves any activity which requires an evaluation, an assessment, analysis of all that you are confronted with based on rational standard. That whatever happens around you, whatever you are confronted with, whatever you are dealing with, you apply, you look at it, you assess it based on rational standard. Rational standards here means based on reasoning. That is what it is. You may be confronted with issues, but instead of sitting down to analyze the issues using your mind, using reasoning, you may be analyzing them using your emotions, your heart. That is not critical thinking. So for critical thinking, we are focusing on everything that happens around us, and we are analyzing them based on reasoning, rational standard. So that is what critical thinking is about. We can solve all the problems around us using reasoning. So you get up and say, oh, something is worrying you. You want money, you want an opportunity, you want a job, you want somebody to favor you. And then you are praying, God, unlock situations for me. Bring my destiny helper to me. And you believe that this is going to happen. And then maybe even if it happens and you are explaining them based on your prayer, that is not critical thinking. For critical thinking, Even if you have a belief, whatever you have, you are explaining it based on what appeals to the mind. So there must be evidence to deal with. Now, for us to be able to engage in critical thinking, we need certain important skills to serve as a foundation. To be a critical thinker, you must be analytical. You don't just consume anything because that is it. Because somebody has said, that is it. Your mother has said, this is it. You don't analyze. Your parents say, this is a good guy who will make a good, this guy will make a good husband to you. This lady will make a good wife to you. And you just accept it because your parents have said that. You don't sit down to break down the issues. To be able to know, understand why is this guy the best guy for me? Why is this lady the best one for me? So you need an analytical skill, and you need to be applying this all the time when you are confronted with complex situations, difficult situations, situations that even some people think that, oh, this one, I can't understand it. You should be able to apply your mind to pierce through the complexity of the issue, to take away the complexity of the issue, to be able to understand it in a very simplified manner. You have done this even in secondary school. Anytime you are given a passage for you to summarize it, that's a long passage, but your analytical skill will be able to distill the very important points and then say that this whole passage, which is about one whole page, can just be understood in a very short sentence or two. That is an analytical skill. Then you need an evaluative skill. An evaluative skill will enable you to be able to assess situations and determine their strengths and weaknesses. You can weigh. I'm looking at marrying this guy. I'm looking at marrying this lady. What are the good things that will come from this marriage? Is it the right person for me to marry? What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? What are his positive sides? What are his negative sides? You sit down to evaluate all this. On the basis of that, you can make a conclusion. Then you need an explanative skill. Sometimes many things happen without we knowing the reason, or the reason does not come alongside the event that has happened or the issue that you're confronted with. You find that somebody has written something negative against you, has said something negative against you to other people. You may not know the reason why. The person may not give the reason why he has said this or that against you. You have to sit down and try to connect certain dots to be able to explain why And so you need this skill to be able to do that. Somebody may point the thumb at you in life. Somebody may point the thumb at you. You should be able to explain the meaning of it. That is how you don't need anyone to tell this is what it means. You should be able to tell this is what it means. And then you need an inferential skill. You should be able to draw conclusions, a skill that enables you to draw conclusions. Some people are there, whatever you do, they are quick to draw a conclusion. They know that this is the conclusion of it. This is what you are driving at. Somebody will put together statements, and you should be able to analyze the statement and come to a conclusion. So somebody tells you that you look like Jakwa, or you behave like Jakwa. So let's say Adolfo behaves like Jakwa. Jakwa is a fool. You should be able to draw a conclusion for yourself. Adolfo behaves like Jakwa. Jakwa is a fool. Please, I am not insulting you. I'm just using that for hypothetical purposes to be able to, for you to be able to understand. Adolfo behaves like Jakwa.
I get it, sir. I get it, sir.
Jakwa is a fool. Adolfo should be able to draw a conclusion that the person is telling him that he's a fool. He, Adolfo, is a fool. So in life, you should be able to apply this skill to draw conclusions. You should have a problem-solving skill. A critical thinker is someone who applies the mind to look at problems, pierce through the problems, identify the intricacies of the problem, the nitty-gritties of the problem, and come out with a solution to fix it. And to solve a problem, you need, first of all, to be able to identify the problem. The identification of the problem is about 50% giving you a solution to it. Because if you don't identify the problem, you can't fix it. Some problems, once you identify them, there are laid down procedures, methods to fix them. For example, your car has a mechanical problem. Maybe the engine is broken down. What caused the engine to break down? Or what the problem it is, you don't know. The mechanic will unpack the engine. I know that this is the cause of it. This is the problem. Once the mechanic identifies the problem, he knows the solution to it, that you have to fix it by doing this. And that means it comes with a laid down solution. Of course, it is not every laid down solution that can fix it. Somebody may tell you, oh, if I want money from my boyfriend, from my husband, this is what I do, and it works. That is that person's solution to the problem. It does not mean that when you apply that solution to every problem that you have with your husband in terms of getting money, it will work. So if the solution, or if you are not able to fix the problem, then you need to go an extra mile. You need a creative skill You try to solve the problem, it is not solving. What's the next thing to do? For example, you are with someone, with a friend, a husband, a wife. You have an issue at home. You have tried to solve it internally. Two of you sat down to solve it. It is not solving. That is, you know that this is how to fix this problem. Let's talk in a very dispassionate manner. Let's be open-minded and talk about the issues which are confronting us in our marriage. That's the solution to it. But you tried it, and it's not working. You don't need to just say, well, this is the solution. I've tried, it is not working. That's all. I've left. You throw your arms in the air in frustration. I can't solve this problem. No. You may be frustrated, but as a critical thinker, it requires that you go another step, which is creative. You need to have a creative skill. Create your own solutions to the problem. You know that this is a laid down procedure to solve internal problems between your husband and the wife, and it is not working. Create your own solution. Sit down, think about the issue carefully. Study your partner, study the person, and be able to come up with something that can fix it all. That this is how this person looks. These are some of the things this person likes. There are some of the things this person doesn't like. If I use these as my way of fixing the problem, I'll be able to fix it. So creative skill simply means thinking outside the box, thinking outside the laid down procedure for you to create your own solutions to something. You need to be able to interpretative skill. Whatever happens, there's meaning to it. Whatever happens has relevance. You should be able to say, this is what this means. This is the importance of this thing. That is an explanative skill. So I don't need to go through the significance of critical thinking. It improves your reasoning definitely when you go through critical thinking. Of course, everyone reasons, but with the concepts and the processes that you will go through when you study this course, your thinking horizon rises to a certain level, to a higher level. It also enables you to be able to make conclusions, logical conclusions. So that when you are faced with something, you look at the logic of the situation and then you draw a conclusion. And when you draw the conclusion will be reasonable. Right, so let's move away from here. I just want to look at this. So I am assuming that everyone has all these skills we have explained. And so you have the basic skills required to be a critical thinker. Now, I have this scenario. If you're a critical thinker, you should be able to get me the answer to this scenario. What will be your answer? Yes. What's your answer?
So this is Stephen Jakwa.
Yes, yes.
So please, I guess 6.
Okay.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Okay, bro.
Is
Okay.
3. I got 3.
Okay. Yes, I've heard a lady's
sir.
voice. Yes.
This Festus, I think it is
Okay.
3.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. This is Queen Fabiana. Please, I think it's 3 as well.
Okay.
good morning, sir. This is Frederica.
Yeah,
Please, I
good
think it's
morning.
4.
How are you? Yes. Yes. Is it what's the name?
Frederica.
Frederica. Okay.
Yes, please. 4.
4. Wow. We have critical thinkers. Levels of the horizons of critical thinkers. 6, 4, 3. Wow. Wonderful.
Sir, this is Crispin.
Yes. Yeah, Crispin.
Please, I think it's 5.
Oh. So it's only E that has not featured in your answers.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes. Josephine.
Yes, sir. I think it's 5.
Okay.
Good morning,
Okay.
sir.
Yeah.
Sir, please, this is Favor.
House.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yes.
think it's 3. C.
Okay. All right.
Good
So
morning.
those who yes,
Sir, please, this is Sandra speaking.
Sandy. Yes.
Sir, please, the answer is 4. Sorry, 6.
6.
C. I mean C. Sorry.
C.
Yes,
3.
please. 3. Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So let me try this. I know Jakwa is there. I know is it Ofori? No, there's one guy. Adolfo is there. Ashon is here. Now, Jakwa
Yes,
is
sir.
a let's take this as a hypothetical scenario. Jakwa is a father to Adolfo. Adolfo is a father to Eshon. So you have 2 fathers here. Now, Eshon is a son to Adolfo. Adolfo is a son to Jakwa. We have two sons here. Jakwa is a grandfather to Eshon. Eshon is a grandson to Jakwa. How many people are there?
Sir, please, 3.
3.
3.
3,
So
sir.
if each one caught a grass cutter, you are getting 3.
Yes, sir, 3.
Good. This one, if you can answer it, you will get 10 marks. In fact, the Holy Spirit just ministered to me that if you can answer it right here, you have 10 marks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So you have 5 minutes or so to try to figure out a solution to this complex scenario.
Hello, sir.
Raise your hand, Jonathan.
Sir.
Okay.
Okay, so with this scenario, this is how it's going to be. The first thing is that you carry a first child to the opposite side. You return to carry that child's mom. And then you return when you come back.
No, please. If you understand the scenario.
Okay, two.
Right?
Okay. Two.
No one is there to carry them. They have to carry themselves. Okay. They have to use the canoe to cross.
Hello, sir.
And yes.
Can I try?
Yes.
Okay, so the one mother will take one child.
So let's be specific. When you say one mother will take one child, is it the mother of the child? You see, when you have a problem like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right procedure will tell you that identify the variables. Even where you have your computer, your mobile phone, that some of you one day, or whatever it is, identify the variables. So you have mother 1, mother 2, child 1, child 2. You have labeled them. And then you go, so mother 1, child 1, mother 2, child 2, mother 3, child 3. You have labeled all the variables you are using in this scenario. That's your first step. So that when you say mother 1, we know it is this. When you say mother 2, mother 3, child 1, child 2, child 3. All right. Who will try?
Me, please.
Festus, your hand is still up.
Sir, please.
Sir, please.
Let me try.
I didn't finish you.
My hand is up.
All right. Okay. So let's. Who said he didn't finish?
Gabriel.
Okay, Gabriel, you continue when you are done.
Okay. So mother 1, let's say one mother will go with
so
another mother.
Label for you. Don't say one mother. Be specific.
So mother 1.
Okay.
Mother 1 will go with mother 2.
It's wrong.
Hey, no, sorry. Mother 1 will go with child 1.
Okay.
That is her own child. And then the mother will drop the child and the mother will return. And then pick child 2 and child 3.
Wrong. All right.
So let me try. Crispin.
Okay, great. Let me give Ramatu the chance to try. Crispin will come to you. We'll come to everyone.
Yes, sir.
Ramatu.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Please, I think mother 1 and then child 1 will cross. Then mother 1 will return. And then mother 2 plus child 2 will cross.
It's wrong.
Okay.
Crispin.
Yes.
Yes.
Crispin.
Sir.
Okay.
So sir, mother 1 and child 1 will cross.
Okay.
Then mother 1 will leave child 1 there. Then come back with the boat.
Okay.
Then when mother 1 comes back, child 2 and child 3. That means child 1 is safe there.
Yes.
But since the children do not eat themselves, child 2 and child 3 will cross.
Okay.
When they cross, then child 1, that means child 1 will leave the 2 and 3 there.
Okay.
Then return with the boat.
Okay.
When
Okay.
child 1 returns with the bolt, child 1 will stay with the mother.
Okay.
Then mother 2 and mother 3
Okay.
will cross.
All right.
So when mother 2 and mother 3 crosses, are these
So we have mother 2, child
and mother
2,
3?
mother 3, child 3 there. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So as they are there, then mother 2 will return alone.
No.
No, mother 2 will return with child 2.
Okay.
So when mother 2 returns with child 2, that means we have mother 3 and mother 3 and child 1 across.
Strong. You have done well. I can give you 5/10 or 6/10.
Yes, sir. Now let me try.
Okay, sir. Let me also try.
So
Yes.
from this point,
Sir,
whoever will get it will not get it.
good,
Oh,
good
the phone
morning,
is
sir.
up.
Ah,
Yes.
my hand has been up.
Who
Please.
is that? Who is that?
That is
Ibrahim.
Phaedra.
Okay. Frida.
Phaedra.
Okay. Go on.
Phaedra.
Phaedra.
Yes, sir.
All right. Boss, go on.
Yes, sir. Sir, please. After labeling them using M to stand for mother. So M1, M2, M3. Then use C
Okay.
to stand for children. C1, C2, C3.
All right.
And since no child can be left alone without a mother, unless their own mother is also present.
Yes.
So mother 1 and child 1 will cross.
Okay.
Then mother 1 will return.
Okay.
Child 2 and child 3 will cross.
Okay.
Child 1 will return.
All right.
Then child 2 and child 3 will cross.
Oh, they've already crossed.
Yes, sir. So mother 2 and child 2 will return.
No, look, start all over again. I beg.
Mother 1 and child 1 will cross.
Okay.
Then mother 1 will return.
Okay.
Child 2 and child 3 will cross.
All right.
Child 1 will return.
Okay.
Mother 2 and mother 3 will cross.
Yes.
Then mother 2 and child 2 will return.
Okay.
Then mother 1 and mother 2 will cross.
Okay.
Mother 3 will return.
No.
Hello, sir.
The last one. Let me try this one. Last one. Last one.
Sir, please let me
The
try.
last one.
Those who have not tried.
Investors haven't tried.
Yes, I haven't
Sir,
tried.
please
Yes,
let
sir.
me
Please let me
try.
try.
Let me give
Investors
the
haven't
chance to
tried.
those who have not. Queen, say
Yes,
Diana.
sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, so
Yes.
please, in this case, since the children are all safe together, likewise the mothers, I think child 1 and child 2 will cross first,
Okay.
and then child 1 will return to the
Okay.
mother and child 3. And child 1 will take child 3
Okay.
to the other child 2.
Mm-hmm.
And child 1 will return.
Okay.
Then child 1 will go with okay, so child 1 will now remain with his mother.
Okay.
Then mother 2 and mother 3 will go to their children.
Okay.
Then mother 2 and mother 2 and child 2 will return.
Okay.
And then mother 1 and mother 2 will go.
Okay.
And then child 3 will return. So this way we have 2 children. Okay, so then child 1 and child 3 will go to the mothers. If I'm making sense.
You have not finished it. You are almost there, but you didn't finish it.
Okay, so then child 1 will return.
Elsie.
This is Stephen. Jakwa.
Yeah, let me give to Elsie. Ladies first.
So you want the ladies to take the term out. Oh, say.
Hey, somebody's already accusing me. I beg you. I gave the chance to all the guys. The guys started trying to crack this problem to solve it.
Say, please, let us crack it for you.
And they laid the foundation. They laid the foundation.
Let me try. Sir, Nathaniel want to try.
There's this guy. I said I will give you a 6 because he was almost there. He tried to crack
Sir,
it.
I'll try.
He laid the foundation for the class.
Say, let me crack it.
Okay.
Please, Stephen.
But Essie is not even talking.
Hello, no, because he's talking, that's why I kept quiet.
Okay. So let's give the chance to Elsie.
Okay. So I think mother 1 and child 1 will cross, and then mother 1 will return. So when mother 1 returns, then mother 2 and child 2 will cross.
So child 1 is there. Mother 2 and mother 3 will eat the child there.
Then my answer is in the chat box.
Okay, yours is in the chat box. Okay.
Sir, I would like to try. Nathaniel.
No, allow him to check the chat box.
Somebody has the chat box. Let's see.
Take your time.
M1, child 1, cross. M1 retains alone.
M1 and C1 cross. M1 returns. C2, C3 cross. C1 returns. M2, M3 cross. Good. M2 and C2 return. M1 and M2 cross. Okay. C3 returns. C1 and C2 cross. M3 returns. M3 and C3 cross. Yes. Charlie.
Sir, I had the same answer, but you didn't call me, so you give me.
Oh, it's okay. You found that well. When I come to class, we can demonstrate it using 3 mothers, 3 kids. We can demonstrate it in class. So you see how we solve complex problems.
So will you give me the 10 or you give me 5?
I'll give you 5.
5.
Because somebody laid the foundation.
Hello, sir.
So
you give me 7. Sir, you give me 7.
Hello, sir.
Max.
Sir, you give me 7.
Hello, sir.
Me too. Sir, me too. I had the answer in my head.
Hello, sir.
I should go into your head and pick the answer.
Hey! You didn't call me.
Oh, but you should have. All right.
So that means I have 5 marks.
Don't worry. We are going to have plenty to deal with. This one, no marks. What will be the answer to it?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
And then there is this one too. Apart from what Gabriel has sent, I think this one too would also be correct. That's
so send it to the inbox and let's see.
Okay.
So that everyone can see.
Yes, sir.
You see that scenario, there are 3 options to start with, and one of the options is wrong. If you start with that, it is wrong. A mother and a child. So mother 1, child 1, mother 2, child 2, mother 3, child 3. So that option is there. The second option, you can start with a child and a child. Child 2, child 1, child 2, child 2, child 3, child 1, child 3. That option is there. And it is valid. If you start with it, it is correct.
So I started with the children.
Yes. The third option, if you start with a mother and a mother, it is wrong. So there are two options to start with, which are correct. The third option is wrong. And when you get to the tail end, there are two options to end it. A mother can come back with a child, or another child can come back and pick the other child. All right, so let's not waste our time here because we have a lot of things to deal with. So what is the correct answer for this?
Please, it's C.
This Sandra speaking.
Sandy.
Yes, sir.
Sulemana has not spoken yet. I've seen some people here. Aaron has not spoken yet. Gabriel has not spoken yet.
Hey, sir, I gave you the answer. Hey.
You gave me the answer. Oh, okay. But because I didn't hear your voice, but you said, okay, that's fine.
Felix.
There's Sandra here.
Sent it to the inbox. No, there's nothing here. You sent your answer. I see now, right? Yes, you see. You see, will give us DRS, fair, there, care, parent. Good. So let's move on. What is logic? Logic focuses on argument. So all that logic does is to analyze, to evaluate an argument and determine whether the argument has a good grounding or not. And for an argument to have a good grounding, the evidence used in support of the conclusion of the argument must link up with the conclusion. So all that it does, when you hear the word premises, the word premises means the evidence in an argument. Someone say, my argument is premised on this. My argument is based on this evidence. So premise in logic simply means evidence in support of a conclusion. So what we are looking at here, that this logic is all about how arguments are structured. It analyzes the arguments to determine whether the argument is strong or weak. So now that we have introduced a new term, argument, we need to go into it. What is an argument? In the ordinary sense, we say an argument is a dispute, a debate between two or more people. But that is not what constitutes an argument in logic. So logic uses the word argument to mean something different. In logic, an argument is simply a number of statements with a conclusion. You can make 1, 2, 3 statements, and then the conclusion can be drawn from it. Either it comes with these statements come with their conclusion, or that when you analyze the statements, you can draw a conclusion. So an argument is a number of statements with a conclusion. The number of statements are called the premises, the evidence used to support the conclusion. So for every argument in logic, it must have premises and it must have a conclusion. Either the conclusion is drawn for you, or you can analyze the evidence and draw your conclusion. So you can look at market trend. You're a businessman. You can look at market trend, analyze the market trends to draw a conclusion. So the trends become the evidence for your conclusion. And then the evidence or the trends become your premises because they are providing evidence for your conclusion. So it's not like you are debating with someone. You are analyzing situations and then you come to a conclusion. And life is full of analyzing situations to come to your own conclusion. That is an argument. Without the evidence or the premises, you cannot draw a conclusion. The judge will not draw a conclusion or make a judgment without the evidence. The evidence here are the premises. So an argument in logic can simply be said to be A is equal to P plus C, where the P stands for the premises, which are the pieces of evidence, and then the C stands for the conclusion. So all the time determine, we are using another term, propositions. Anytime you see the word propositions, it is a premise or simply a statement. So sometimes you will see the word proposition in place of the word premise. In fact, a conclusion is also a proposition. We'll come to what constitutes a proposition. So it can be used in place of a conclusion, proposition. It can also be used in place of what? A premise. So they can be used interchangeably. In some scenarios, instead of the word premise, I'll use the word proposition. Instead of the word conclusion, I'll use the word proposition. Whether it is a proposition, it is a premise, it is a conclusion, they are all called statements. A proposition is a statement, a premise is a statement, a conclusion is a statement. Now, before I get there, can somebody tell me what is a statement?
Yeah, sir.
What is it? Yes.
Sir, a statement is a group of words put together to convey a message.
Convey a message, okay. Yes, who else?
Hello, sir. Please, a statement can be a meaningful declarative sentence that is either true or false.
Okay.
Sir, please, a statement can be a clear communication, whether spoken or written.
I know you are Googling for me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
A statement could be a basic building block argument or blocks of argument.
Okay.
That is in logic.
Yes. So let's now move to what is a statement. So if I say Gabriel is intelligent, is it a statement?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
There are many ICDE students in GCTU. Is it a statement?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So why is it a statement? So let's come to, I don't need to go to the example. We'll come to argument and then, okay. So before we get there, I don't know whether this one has. So, okay, let's take the examples of arguments here. All students cheat in examination. That is my premise, my evidence. So it is a premise. There are IT students, okay, there are, we have two groups put together, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are the groups?
HRM and I think
Procurement.
procurement. Yeah.
Oh, see. Okay. So we have HRM and there are HRM and procurement and logistics students in GCTU. And based on these two pieces of evidence, we know that all students cheat in the examination. We know that there are HRM and procurement and logistics students in GCTU. Then we can draw, even if they don't draw a conclusion for it, we can draw a conclusion. Therefore, the HRM and procurement and logistics students in GCTU cheat in examination. That is an argument. You have evidence, and then you draw a conclusion. If you know that there are all humans are mortal, and Yao is a human being, therefore Yao is mortal. The first two statements are pieces of evidence. The third one is a conclusion. Some politicians are corrupt. There are politicians in Ghana. Then we conclude that it is likely that some of the politicians in Ghana are corrupt. That is an argument. We'll come to what a statement in another. And then there are many ways to arrange an argument. You can arrange it in three different ways. You can write your statements in a continuous way till you get to the end. You don't break the flow of them. Write in a continuous way as in example 1. So all the statements are connected to each other in a continuous line until you get to the end. And then example 2, each statement stands alone as if they are stanzas. And then the example 3, just like that, just like the second one, each statement stands alone, but you draw a horizontal line to separate the premises from the conclusion. When you draw the horizontal line, you don't use therefore. You know, when we're in primary school, we used to do this, or when we started school, we used to do this. You have 5 plus 3, or maybe you have 5, and then say plus 3, and then they draw a horizontal line for you to put your answer there. So when you use it this way, applying the mass principle, the statement below the horizontal line is the conclusion. So your argument can be said to be good or bad. If it is good, the evidence, which is the premises, provide sufficient support to the conclusion. So if you say, I will go to school or go to church today, I will not go to school today. I've given yourself 2 options. Therefore, I'll go to church today. The evidence provides sufficient support to the conclusion. If it rains today, I will not go to church. It rained today, therefore I did not go to church. That's it. These are good arguments. For a bad argument, the evidence does not provide sufficient basis for the conclusion. The evidence is there, but the evidence is insufficient. It is weak to support the conclusion. So he said, the cow in Manu's house is brown. The cow in Belinda's house is brown. Therefore, all cows are brown. There's evidence to prove that the cow in Manu's house is brown. Yes, we know. Let's assume it is true. There's evidence to prove that the cow in Belinda's house is brown. Let's assume it is true. You can't jump on the basis of the evidence you have gotten about 2 cows to conclude that all cows in the world are brown. The evidence is not weighty. It is not sufficient enough to warrant the conclusion. You have seen one lecturer in GCTU. He has a PhD. He's a doctor. You have seen another lecturer in GCTU. He has a PhD. A third lecturer in GCTU, he has a PhD. And then you jump to the conclusion that all the lecturers in GCTU have PhD. That is a weak argument. The evidence is not enough. Like Gabriel, who has dated a fancy lady. Yesterday, I spoke with him and he said he dated a fancy lady and the lady likes money too much.
Look.
Hey, Gabriel.
Hey, Doc. Doc, we didn't talk about that one.
He dated the second fancy lady. The lady likes money. He dated the third fancy lady. She also likes money. So for Gabriel, and he concluded, all fancy ladies like money. Gabriel concluded that all fancy ladies, they like money. So he will never go there at all. That's a bad argument. Only 3, you have experienced only 3 fancy ladies. They like money. And therefore you jump to the conclusion that all fancy ladies like money.
Gabi.
Oh. It's no good.
So that's a weak or a bad argument. The evidence is not sufficient to warrant the conclusion. Which one am I using that I don't have statements here? Let me see. I think I picked the old notes, but I can still explain that for you so that I think I picked the old one. Let me see if I have the new one here. Gabi, Fabiana is saying, hey, show you.
Because she's my crush. She was saying.
Oh, Fabi. Baby.
Have fancy blood, so it will not work. It will not work. I have a fancy blood, like so you are disqualified.
Oh.
And thank you for letting us know. Thank you for letting me know. I'm done with him.
But say Obi plus.
I said Gabi is innocent. I know Gabi very well, sir.
The discussion between Gabi and Doc yesterday, you were not there. So don't.
I was there.
You were not there. You said some. You said some.
Consider.
I'm happy.
Good. So let's take a premise, but before we get to what are the characteristics of a premise, we say a premise is any statement. A premise is a statement. Any statement that provides evidence to a conclusion is, sorry, any statement that provides evidence to a conclusion is a premise. So whatever statement you make that is providing evidence to prove a particular conclusion is called a premise. You can't make a conclusion without any evidence. The evidence to the conclusion is your premise. So let me go to, we said a premise is a statement. What is a statement? A statement, any sentence that makes a claim is a statement. Claims. Gabriel, Fabiana is Gabriel's crush. It's a statement. I am making a claim. Fabiana, Gabriel is innocent of all the allegations leveled against him. I am making a claim. Suleimana is an intelligent student. I am making a claim. So any sentence you construct to make a claim is a statement. I remember claims can be said to be true or false. So if a sentence is not making a claim, it is not a statement. Statements can be said to be true or false. And any sentence, the truthhood or falsehood of a statement is called the truth value. What is the value of the statement? Is it true or it is false? And statements can be divided into two: objective statement and a subjective statement. An objective statement is a statement that makes a claim which has a universal truth value. A statement that makes a claim which contains a universal truth value. In other words, if the statement is true, it is true everywhere. If the statement is false, it is false everywhere. Everyone will agree to it that it is true. Everyone will agree to it that it is false. It is not the case that one person will say it is true and other people will say it is false, or the vice versa. So if I say, for example, Ghana gained her independence on 6 March 1957, that is an objective statement. If it is true, everyone will say it is true, regardless of whether you're a Ghanaian or not. You can research to come to a conclusion about this statement. Now, the internet is there. You can just use the internet, check the truth value of this statement, and then you come to a conclusion that it is true. Everyone will come to the same conclusion. So that is an objective statement. It doesn't divide opinion. Ghana is a country in Europe. It's an objective statement. When you search, you can use the internet and search, and to come to a conclusion, everyone will come to a conclusion that this statement is false. That is what constitutes an objective statement. And then we have a subjective statement. And a subjective statement is a statement that contains, that makes a claim which does not contain a universal truth value. It makes a claim, but it does not contain a universal truth value. So for a subjective statement, a truth value divides opinion. Some people will say it is true. Some people will say it is false. So a subjective statement, its truth value depends on three variables. Depends on the person, it depends on the circumstance, and depends on time. So somebody will say, the best politician in Ghana in recent times is Kennedy Japan. Somebody will make this statement. The best politician in Ghana in recent times is Kennedy Japan. Now, that somebody will say, yes, it is true. And some other people will say, no, this man cannot be the best politician in Ghana. Even those who say he's the best politician in Ghana now, tomorrow circumstances may change. And they say, oh, he's not the best politician. You are seeing what is happening now when he made a certain statement. His own people are saying they should chase him out of the party. Tomorrow, maybe later, some people who are even saying they should chase him out of the party will now come to say, I mean, he was right. You can say President Mahama is the best president of Ghana in the Fourth Republic. It's debatable. Somebody will say yes. Even within NDC, you can get some people who say no. Within NPP, you can get some people who say yes. That is how a subjective statement is. All of us will not agree to it, to the answer to it, or to the facts of it. Are we fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So let's look at the features of a premise. Premises have certain characteristics. One, every premise must provide evidence to a conclusion. If a statement is not providing evidence to a conclusion, then it is not a premise. So its key element is for it to be able to provide evidence, reason, in support of a particular conclusion. So if I say, Gabriel was late to today's lecture because his network was poor or he could not connect early. My conclusion is that Gabriel was late to today's lecture, and I provided evidence. What is the evidence? His network was poor. So his network being poor is evidence in support of the conclusion. And then a premise must have a truth value. We should be able to say the statement is true or the statement is false. Any statement you cannot say it is true or false. Sorry, any sentence you cannot say it is true or false is not a premise. Are there students in this class? I cannot say this sentence is true or false because it is not put in a statement form for me to be able to say it is true or false. So once you have a sentence that you cannot ascribe a true value to it, it is not a premise. And premises can be implicit and they can be explicit. Oh, okay. When they are explicit, they are clearly stated in the argument for you to see. So I say all humans are mortal. It's a premise. I mean, you can see it. It's written that I've stated it. Efo Kofi is human. Clearly stated. So when they are explicit, they are clearly stated in the argument. But they can be implicit. An argument with an implicit premise is called ethymem. Sarah was not at the party. On the basis of just one piece of evidence, the premise, one premise is clearly stated for you. Sarah was not at the party. The other premise was not stated, but we jump to the conclusion. It could not have been Sarah that Jack was dancing with at the party. One premise is missing. The missing premise is called an implicit premise. What is a missing premise? Who can help? Another piece of evidence must be there for us to be able to say that it could not have been Sarah that Jack was dancing with at the party. We know Sarah was not there. So why did we jump to the conclusion that it could not have been Sarah that Jack was dancing with at the party? What evidence is there? It means there must be another piece of evidence before we can draw this conclusion. But that evidence is not there. We have not provided it. But if you analyze the conclusion carefully, you can draw the other evidence from it. You should be able to figure out the other premise from the conclusion. Who can try?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So the other is Jack was dancing at the party.
Yes, you know he was dancing. But if you look at the conclusion, Jack, it could not have been Sarah that Jack was dancing with at the party. You should be able to figure out. So you can try again, or who else will try?
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. In this case, we can say that maybe I saw Jack dancing.
Don't say I saw. Base this in. You can say Jack, blah blah blah, but don't say I saw Jack.
Oh, okay. Okay. So Jack was dancing at the party.
Yes, the dancing was at the party, but there's something else to it. There's something else to it to make it complete.
Sir.
Jack was dancing with somebody at the party.
I don't need somebody.
With a lady.
Yes. Jack was dancing
with a lady at a party.
So that's a missing premise. Jack was dancing with a lady at the party. Sarah was not there. And if we find that Jack was dancing with a lady, then it could not have been what? Sarah. Jack was dancing with a lady at the party. Therefore, it could not have been Sarah that Jack was dancing with at the party. Now look at the second example. Alicia wears biker shorts. And then we conclude, anytime you see which proves the phrase, which proves that, it becomes your conclusion. Which proves that you don't have to be a slave queen to wear biker shorts. There's a missing premise there. What's the missing premise? Something is missing. Before we can draw the conclusion, we must get another piece of evidence. Yes.
So that means Alishaba is not a slave queen.
Alicia is not a slave queen.
Yes, sir.
Good. The missing premise is that Alicia is not a slave queen. Alicia wears biker shorts. She's not a slave queen. Therefore, you don't have to be a slave queen to wear biker shorts. Good. And then another premise is that, feature of a premise. It can be a compound premise. It can be a simple premise. A simple premise makes one claim. Kofi is dancing Agbaja is just one claim. But a compound premise makes two or more claims. Kofi is singing and dancing Agbaja. I'm making two claims. One claim is that Kofi is singing. The other claim is that Kofi is dancing Agbaja. You can also say Amma is singing and Kofi is dancing Agbaja. Compound premise. And then we have premises can be general premises and there can be particular premises. A general premise makes a universal claim. All Ghanaians are hospitable. No Ghanaians are hospitable. All Ghanaians are not hospitable. General claim. A particular claim makes a claim about a subset of a universal set. Some Ghanaians are hospitable. Some Ghanaians are not hospitable. Sulemana is hospitable. Sulemana is not hospitable. Particular claim. So you find that any statement that you can say it is true or false is a premise. So you say, I wrote premise stroke propositions. Snow is green. You can say it is true or false. Therefore, it is a premise. I am Kofi Moabin. You can determine, you can use other means to determine whether I am indeed Kofi Moabin or I am impersonating. So it is a premise. What color is snow? It's not a premise. It is a question. Hey, look, there is Kofi Moabin. It is an exclamation. Exclamations cannot be said to be true or false. Man of God. It is not a full sentence. It is called a sentence fragment. We'll come to that later. By this time tomorrow, it's also a sentence fragment. It's not a complete sentence. Now let's look at another subtitle, inference, the process of drawing a conclusion. There are processes we take or steps we take to draw a conclusion. The steps you take to draw a conclusion are called inference. And to take these steps, you will need what is called an inference indicator. An inference indicator will tell you that this particular thing is either a premise or a conclusion. So an inference indicator will let you know that this statement is a premise or this statement is a conclusion. Any word, any phrase that will enable you to determine a statement in an argument being a premise or a conclusion is called an inference indicator. So an inference indicator has two branches, or it has two component parts. One is that it tells you what the conclusion is in an argument. Two, it helps you to identify the premise in an argument. So an inference indicator performs a dual function. It enables you to identify the conclusion, and it enables you to identify the premise in an argument. So we can separate them into component parts. We can look at the part of it that indicates a conclusion, the part of it that indicates a premise. So the part of it that indicates a conclusion is called a conclusion indicator. If any word or phrase will help you to identify the conclusion in an argument, then it is a conclusion indicator. The common word we use for a conclusion is therefore. So therefore is our conclusion indicator. That the statement that comes after therefore is your conclusion. And every time you say therefore, whatever statement you make after therefore is your conclusion. Thus, hence, so, for this reason, consequently, it follows that, which proves that, which means that, as a result, all these are conclusion indicators. The statement that comes after them, the claim that comes after them, are usually conclusions. It must be a statement. If he says so, and what comes after so is not a statement, then it is not a conclusion. And then the part of it that indicates the premise is a premise indicator, a word or group of words that helps you to identify the premise in an argument, the reasons, the evidence provided in support of a conclusion. The word since, because. I said Gabriel was late to today's lecture because of network problems. The claim of evidence, premise. Because he was facing network challenges. He was facing network challenges now becomes our premise in support of the conclusion Gabriel was late to today's lecture. So you have since, and because it's the most common one of all the premise indicators that is used to provide reason. Since, because, assuming that, seeing that, granted that all these are premise indicators. But let's be careful. It is not the case that anytime you see them, they serve as premise indicators or conclusion indicators. We have said that since is a premise indicator. But the word yesterday is not a statement after since. A statement makes a claim. When you take it alone, it can stand as a sentence and it makes a claim. Yesterday cannot stand as a sentence. The previous example, I said Gabriel was late to today's lecture because he faced network challenges. If he faced network challenges out from the whole sentence, it can stand alone as a complete sentence. It is making a claim. He faced network challenges. So that becomes what? Our premise. And because it's serving us to know the premise. But here, if we take yesterday out from the sentence, yesterday alone cannot make a sentence. Therefore, it is not, since it's not used here as a premise indicator. The same applies to the second example. She is so cute. So is a conclusion indicator. And we said any claim that can, sorry, any claim after so becomes a conclusion. But here, cute is not a claim. It cannot stand alone as a complete sentence. Therefore, the way so is used in this sentence, it is not performing the function of a conclusion indicator. So let's now come to what is a conclusion. A conclusion in an argument is the statement that all other statements in the argument seek to prove or provide support to. If you have a statement that the rest are providing evidence to it, or they are supporting it, that becomes a conclusion. So the conclusion is only one in the number of statements. The rest of the statements are providing evidence in support of it. The conclusion is not, when you have the conclusion, it is not like, and it's just one claim. The rest of the sentences or statements are providing evidence to it. So if I, in our examples here, or in our example here, all men are womanizers. Gabriel Kwesi is a man. Therefore, Gabriel is a womanizer. What is the basis of our conclusion that Gabriel is a womanizer? Our basis is that, one, there's evidence that all men are womanizers. There's evidence that Gabriel is a man. So the first two statements are providing evidence in support of the last one. So a conclusion is proved or proven by other statements. It is not a conclusion that is proving the other statements, but the other statements are providing evidence to prove it. Now, your conclusion can be explicit and it can be implicit. An explicit conclusion is clearly stated in the argument for you to see. So you just need to identify it. Everything is stated in the argument. If it is written in black and white for you to see. If it is spoken, it is spoken clearly for you to hear. But you just need to identify it. That is an explicit conclusion. Here, we have stated our premises, and our conclusion is clearly stated in black and white for you to see. So our conclusion here is an explicit conclusion. Then you have an implicit conclusion. The conclusion is not stated for you to see. You have to analyze the argument and figure out the conclusion. One of us will have to clean the board. It won't be me. Therefore, if you analyze the argument, you can come to the conclusion that, therefore, you have to clean the board. If I say Naomi will go home or visit the boyfriend after lectures today, Naomi will not go home after lectures today. You should be able to draw a conclusion for yourself. It means Naomi will visit the boyfriend after lectures today. When we started, I think I mentioned somebody. I used somebody. I said, Adolfo. No, I said, Adolfo behaves like Jaqua. Jaqua is a fool, right? I have not stated the conclusion. Therefore, it becomes, but you can draw the conclusion. You can figure out the conclusion for yourself. The conclusion you figure out for yourself is an implicit conclusion. It has not been stated for you, but when you analyze the argument carefully, you should be able to figure out the conclusion. Now, normally, the conclusion comes last. Normally, the conclusion comes last. Of the number of statements in the argument, the conclusion is the last. But it is not always the case. Don't jump to the conclusion that the last statement is the conclusion, or don't be hasty to just pick the last statement as your conclusion. It is not always the case. People can make their argument and they'll start with the conclusion before they prove it. So somebody will say, oh, so, okay, my conclusion is that this, and then I'm going to provide evidence to support it. So in some cases, the conclusion can start the argument, and then the explanation will follow, or the evidence will follow. It can be in the middle as well, but most of the time, you find it at the end. So this is an example of my examination questions. I have 4 statements. One of them is the conclusion. And my conclusion here began my argument. And I went forth to provide evidence to prove it. So in this example, the conclusion began the argument. So I can have scenario like this, and I'll ask you, the conclusion of the argument is, and I will give you all the possible scenarios. So we have come to the end of an argument. Are we fine?
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
All right, so now let's now look at what constitutes a non-argument. A non-argument is a number of statements from which a conclusion cannot be drawn. You can have so many statements, 2, 3, 4 statements, but you can't draw a conclusion from it because an argument must have premises, the evidence plus conclusion. If a conclusion cannot be drawn from the number of statements that are made, it is not an argument. So the technical definition is that any number of statements, a passage can be a small passage, big, any number of statements without an inferential relationship is an argument. Inferential relationship means they are not connected to each other logically in such a way that you can draw a conclusion. We have a number of them that constitute non-arguments. We'll take them one after the other. If you are providing warning is made up of a number of statements. Don't eat your cassava. Don't eat this. Do this. Clear the table. All that. All these words put together or statements put together cannot constitute an argument because they don't come with a conclusion. The same applies to advice. The same applies to an opinion. Who's a Catholic or a belief? Who's a Catholic in this class? A practicing Catholic.
Sir, me, Crispin.
Crispin is a Catholic.
Yes, sir.
Can you recite the Hail Mary?
Hello, sir.
Can you recite the Hail Mary?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, recite Hail Mary for me.
Recite Hail Mary. Oh, yeah, hello, sir, Chris.
Sir, please. I'm also a Catholic.
Who is this?
There's Sandra, please.
Sandy, can you recite Hail Mary for me?
Sir, please, my line went off small.
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
Hail Mary. Sir, should I start?
Yeah, go on.
Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us women, now and forevermore.
Pray for us
Amen.
sinners, not women.
Yes,
Pray for us sinners.
Sorry.
Sir, now let me
Hey,
take it.
Amen.
Ewurade.
Sir, sir, let me take it.
Sulemana. Sule,
Yes, sir.
are you a Muslim?
No,
Are you
sir.
a Muslim?
No,
Yes,
sir.
so you are not a Muslim.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Mary, full of grace, the Lord is
Who is
with
a Muslim in the class? Hey, so I don't have a Muslim student.
I'm a
Yeah.
Muslim, sir.
Who is that?
You have like 10 that they are hiding.
Ramatu,
Oh,
Ramatu.
Sir,
Ramatu is there. Ramatu, you're a Muslim. I want Surah to Fatiha.
Yes, Ramatu. Be practice.
Right there.
Fatiha, Surah to Fatiha. Hey, ready? Bismillah
Sir,
ar-Rahman
let me
ar-Rahim.
say it.
Okay.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا صراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين.
Amen.
Amen.
So we have said Surah to Fatiha. We have said the Holy Hail Mary. What's our conclusion for each one of them?
Amen.
Amen is it a statement?
No, sir.
Remember, we say a conclusion must be a statement.
They are all prayers, sir.
There's no
So
conclusion.
So the belief, if you have a number of statements put together to form a belief, no conclusion. Therefore, it is not an argument. So all that they have said, Hail Mary, full of grace, blah, 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 and all that, it is not an argument. All that who is that has said about Surah Al-Fatiha, it's not an argument. And then you have reports. Reports do not constitute an argument unless they set out to prove a particular case. So if you have somebody, your child, you come home, your child says, oh, mommy, daddy, this person did this to me, did that to me, and blah, 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 no conclusion. You have the journalist reporting on something. Oh, the event is starting. The president is here. The vice president is here. All the dignitaries are here. Blah, 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 no conclusion. It's just a narration of the facts. Then we have loosely, do you have a lecture after this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let me leave you for us to take questions if you have. We have about 6 minutes more. Any questions? All right, so we'll complete this next week and we'll take the next topic. You have about 5 minutes to just rest yourselves and join the next lecture at 9 a.m. See you next week.
Thank you, sir.
See you too, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.